Hey guys, and welcome back to Opal and Mint, and welcome back to Watercolor Blooms. This is a series on the channel where we paint watercolor florals every single week. And usually I have no idea what I'm going to paint before we get into it, but today I actually know. I painted a little, where is it? I painted a little sample of what we're going to be doing today. So yeah, I'm excited about this one. As I was trying this and painting it, I didn't like it. And then the more I painted on it, the more I did like it. So kind of excited by this one. Kind of reminds me of a magnolia flower, but yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing today. So let's go ahead, turn the camera around and start painting some watercolor blooms. So I'm gonna be using I have the hiccups once again, so. So hiccups are alive and well today. I'm gonna be using my Daniel Smith paints today. If you're new around here, these are my favorite go-to professional paints, and this is my wonderfully loved Daniel Smith palette. I'm going to be using buff titanium today. That's not the paint that I used on these, but I want to use buff titanium. I'm going to be using a little bit of yellow as well. There is a special paint you may notice that I'm going to be using as today. So let's go ahead and dive in. This is a fairly inexpensive brush. This is a size 12 filbert from Princeton Select. I believe you can find this on Amazon. I'll link it if I can find it. But let's go ahead and get some buff titanium. And I'm going to kind of just mix it with a little bit of the yellow that's on my palette. And here we go. I think, so on this one, I kind of did flowers just covering the whole thing. I think I'll do like arrangement for this one. So we're going to start. I don't generally like to put a flower directly in the middle, but I'm going to for this particular painting. So I'm just going to take this color and I'm going to do very big rounded petals. Let's see. Here we go. A little bit more of the buff titanium in there. Okay. Let me darken it just a little bit since I'm using such a light color so you can see what we're doing. So I'm putting a little color and then adding just water. Going into the water. And there we go. Just keeping it kind of loose. That one got really big. Let's see. Okay. All right, so there is the start of that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into quinacridone gold, and we're just going to put some of this in the middle, kind of touch some of the edges. Here we go. All right, so I want to let's do a bud, just a flower bud here. All right, and maybe one coming out here as well. This is just buff titanium, a little bit thicker. Okay, and I feel like we need one more flower that looks way too symmetrical. Hold on. Let's do a smaller one here. Okay. While that's still wet, I want to put the green, and I'm going to be using Undersea Green. I love this color so much, so I just want to touch base of that bud so it will blend in a little bit with that creamy color. Okay. All right. Okay. While this is still drying, we still have fairly damp paint going on here. I'm going to take some brown and we're going to go right in the middle of all that yellow. Okay. All right, so we're going to put some more detail now going into these flowers. I'm going to take that Quin Gold, pretty watered down, and let's mix a little bit of the buff titanium in with it. Tapping my brush off on my cloth. Let's start with this petal here. Just kind of fanning this in the direction of the petal a little bit. I want just a little bit on the brush. I don't want too much. On the bud, we're going to add a little bit of yellow. Okay. All right, so there's our magnolia-ish looking flower. I did it so much darker on the other one, but I kind of like it. Let's go ahead and put some leaves so we can kind of see what else our painting needs compositionally. I definitely want a leaf coming out of here. So these leaves are pretty broad. Okay, I feel like I want one coming out this direction. Okay, add some depth to one side of the leaf here. Pretty. Let's do one more coming up this way. And then a really light wash one out that way. Okay. Good. All right, maybe one that you can see like half of it coming out this way. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more of this detail here. Okay. All right, we're getting somewhere. Okay, I feel like it needs just a little bit more detail in the flower itself before I go on to the specialty paints that we're going to be adding that just go so perfectly with this. The perfect match. Oh, I love it. Okay, so I want to take, what do I want to take? I feel like it just needs some more depth coming from the middle. So back in with this Quin Gold mixture. Coming up. Let's see what I think of that. Just wanting it very watered down, kind of faded out. There we go. So I'm placing the color first, and then I'm going in with a clean wet brush to kind of fade out the edges of it where I want. Okay. Okay. Pretty. And I'm not using a reference photo. I didn't even really look to see what a magnolia looks like. This just gave me magnolia vibes. I'm not trying to replicate a magnolia exactly. The center is bothering me quite a bit. So I'm gonna wet the center, kind of pat it a little bit so it's not too soaked. Oops. And then I'm gonna put in some Quin Gold just all in the middle. That helped me so much better. Okay. Oh, and then that's gonna spread. Okay, I'm going to let this dry, and then once it's fully dry, we're gonna add on our beautiful topper shades. These are from our recent Etsy haul. This is from the brand KW Arts, or I'm not sure how you pronounce their Etsy store, but I'll link this in the description below so you can see. But I'm gonna let this dry a second. We'll come back. I kind of feel like I want to do my signature drip background, but oh, maybe not for this one. Okay, I'm gonna let this dry. We'll come right back, put in some sparkle to finish this one off. This is going to be the fun part. Let's see here. Add a little sparkle to this. I'm gonna start with the light shade for the flower. This is something Ghost Gold. This is my favorite one from this company. This is actually the one I ordered, Caspian, I believe, but they sent me this one in the order as well, and I'm so grateful because look how stunning. So I'm just gonna go through and put some just lines here and there, maybe even a couple in the center, but just in the direction of your petals, like always. Don't do straight lines, kind of curve it with the petal. You can go along with some of your other lines, or you can make new ones. Smooth that out. Go on our little flower buds even. Pretty. And you will see these more as, oh my goodness, as you turn the page, but oh, that's beautiful. So pretty. There we go. I don't want to go overboard, so I need to stop, I think, with that. Yep. Okay. I feel like this one's missing one. Let's do kind of a dry brush. There we go. Ooh, I like the dry brush. Okay, that's enough of that one. And then let's go on to Caspian. So for this, I'm going to take this on, whoops, half of the leaves. Actually, before that, I'm going to do a splatter with this. Whoa. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh, I love it. Okay, so let's take this and we're just going to cover basically half of each leaf with this. Beautiful. I have used several metallic paints at this point, metallic watercolors, and this one is fantastic. Oh, it's beautiful. But I love how this, it kind of has a shift between like a red and a green, which kind of leans brown because red and green make brown. And for a magnolia leaf, there's a lot of brown in them sometimes. So this is perfect for that. Okay. And the last one. And then we will be done with this painting. Beautiful. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. Okay, so here is, let me see if I can, oh man, the other one wasn't rolling. Battery died on the second camera. Hopefully it got some of that, but here is the final painting. It's still a little bit wet, but oh, it's so pretty. Love it. Okay. All right, so that is going to wrap up episode, I believe, 12 of Watercolor Blooms. Very impressed with these. Excited to try more from this brand, actually. I love finding random Etsy paint brands, and this was definitely a huge win. Some of them I end up loving, some I don't, but this one definitely was a win for me. So before we leave, I actually want to put a little bit of it right here too. Okay, there we go. All right, guys, so that wraps up this episode of Watercolor Blooms. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already and you want to see our future videos, hit that subscribe button down below, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye. So pretty. Oh, I like it. I like it. I like it. I feel like I should do a big magnolia painting now just because it's gorgeous. Hey guys, and welcome back to Opal&Mint. Oh dear. Let's try that again. Gosh, the hiccups.